So let me just read you the segment. Footage aired of Nia Jax taking Reginald on a shopping spree.
Did you see
Shayna
this?
Baszler.
Wait a minute. Did you see this?
Of course I did. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Because this one's okay. Shayna Baszler looked bored and annoyed while Reginald tried on clothes. Nia raved about his various suits while calling him Reggie and slapping his ass at one point. Reginald sat down on Jax's lap and asked what he could possibly do to repay her. Jax smiled while romantic music played. What did you think of this?
I think this is something that they've wanted to do with her for a while. Remember, before Enzo got released, they were teasing that she really had the hots for Enzo or whatever. So this is something that they wanted to try with her.
This was produced. Like, it was produced by a writer that works for the Lifetime channel or something. This was a very feminine
not even that.
segment.
Maybe
like,
not
this,
even, yeah.
This segment was written for, like, girls. Like, because if you're a guy watching this, it's like, this was just like, this did not belong in a wrestling. This, I don't know what this did for, it's very weird. You know, I don't know.
I don't think, I wasn't, I've said on here a lot, I'm not a Nia Jax fan at all, but I don't see anything wrong with giving her this and like a comedy segment, a little romance or whatever. It gives something else to her character as opposed to the usual.
Their tag gimmick is there's supposed to be two killers. They're like the two toughest girls on the roster, supposedly. That's their gimmick. And you got them doing, of course, you have to be comedic.
Even killers need to get laid.
I will say this. If that guy is actually does not talk like that, Meltzer should have a new thing called worst accent. And that guy should be number one. That is absolutely number one. Number two, he looked like a little baby sitting on her leg.
Yeah.
He's very tiny. He has really not a lot of personality. So I'm like, why are they using him? And why do they keep doing stuff with Nia? It's like there's some obsession with certain people. Even if they don't get over, they always got something. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe she sucks up to some of the writers. Maybe some of the wrestlers got their buddy riders that are pushing for them and stuff like that. And that's what we see. They pick this writer, the writer stinks, and the writer keeps writing content for the character, and it just sucks, you know. So, whatever. Rollins, we got Cesaro and Murphy now. Murphy's entrance was not televised. So Seth comes out and sets a chair at ringside, and they wrestle for 2 minutes, and Seth runs in and attacks him. So Rollins worked over Cesaro and gave him the stomp. Rollins barked at Cesaro while asking if he thinks he's on his level. And once Cesaro got back on his feet, Rollins kicked him and gave him a second stomp. Rollins told Cesaro he'll never be on his level. Rollins grabbed a chair from ringside and wrapped Cesaro's head in it. Rollins set up for another stomp, but producer Jamie Noble stopped him while four referees tended to Cesaro, and Rollins headed backstage. He's face to face with Shinsuke backstage for a moment. They did the little stare. So what does that mean is going to happen? They're going to have a match,
3-month program minimum.
Right. Okay, this was funny. Okay, Kevin Owens was walking backstage when he was stopped by Sami Zayn, whose documentary crew was filming. Zayn told Owens that he wants him to be a part of the documentary. Zayn said that they would post the documentary on YouTube, but it will do massive numbers. Owens told Zayn he'd think about it. I don't know.
It was actually entertaining. It was
entertaining.
It was short.
Right.
But of course,
Sammy's so good at this, you think that's him, that he's not acting or anything. You know?
Right. Yeah, he's great. And, of course, since we always have to be funny at all times, no matter what, KO's going out to his KO show or whatever with a shirt and a tie, a T-shirt and a tie. Did you see that?
Yes, like a slob. He still needs a makeover. He looks like the fan. He does. I mean, as a shoot, like when you think of the stereotypical wrestling fan, the neck beard and stuff, I think that's what Kevin Owens looks like. That's how he presents himself.
Yeah.
That's
like he wears his wrestling t-shirts like the Mark fans. Yeah. You know, so he's like his gimmick is like he's a fan.
He is though. He grew up as a fan. He is.
Oh, that's not a good gimmick.
No. But here's the thing: most of the guys are like fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But he's literally presented like a fan. He wears his wrestling t-shirt. He wears shorts. You know, it's like, this is very, very strange.
But he had some great matches. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
All that shit he did with Roman was great.
Yeah.
Well, Edge approached Jey Uso backstage and spoke about how he's known him and his brothers for years. Edge said Jey is walking around like some kind of subordinate. Uso told him not to talk to him like he knows him. He said Edge needs to fall in line, should go home and be with his own family and enjoy them because Edge won't enjoy anything after Reigns beats him at WrestleMania.
I actually like this.
This is good. You get really good actors on this show.
Believable. You don't
because the acting's good.
Right.
The acting's good, you know?
Yeah.
This was okay.
And they're not saying corny lines either.
All right, here we go.
Right.
Kevin Owens stood in the ring and hosted the KO show. He said the last few months were rough for him physically and mentally, and he said he wasn't down and out. He said he would keep fighting until he had nothing left. And Owens said it's not about him, it's about his guests. Owens introduced Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, who made separate entrances. They sat on opposite sides of Owens, who spoke about their WWE Women's Tag title match at Fastlane and how they came up short in their previous title match. Owens said there was underlying tension between them. Owens mentioned Banks and whatever is happening between her and Reginald. Banks said she can't help it that he has a crush on him. By the way, you got to go back and watch this if you haven't seen this.
I've seen.
Sasha is speaking intentionally annoying.
Right.
She sounds like a stuck-up bitch and is like going over the top with it too.
Bro, her tone, her inflection, her body language, everything she does makes her a heel. I can't believe nobody tells her that. Okay.
No. I think they're telling her to do this, but they're not treated like the other people reacting to her.
But why? But why are they turning her heel like that?
Let me finish. Belair said she's a problem for them in their match. Banks told her not to worry about the match. She said she'd be like the Michael Jordan of the women's division, and maybe someday Belair could be like the LeBron James. That was actually a good line they put in there.
Right.
Belair said she respects Banks' accomplishments, and that's why she chose her as a WrestleMania opponent. Banks said she would be 2 belts Banks when she wins the tag titles. Belair spoke about how Banks paved the road, but she's in her own lane. And then Nia Jax, Shannon, and Reggie come out, and Reggie's got his new suit on. And, of course, this segment breaks down, and what do we have to have?
A match.
So this build has been absolute. I mean, maybe Sasha's acting like that because she wants to be a heel. You know what I'm saying? But the way the announcer, when she speaks like that, and the announcers are not addressing how she's speaking and being cocky and just like I'm lost in the narration of what. Yeah, I'm lost in the narration of what exactly.
What was the reason for being a heel all of a sudden when she was just a baby face?
Right,
a month ago.
She was a month ago with a broken neck.
Right. So explain. I'm confused and perplexed, and at the same time, it's like if you're gonna turn her heel, have a reason for her to be heel and do it all the way. But every week she comes out super annoying to make Belair more of a baby face for no reason. Right. And what was the other thing I wanted to bring up? Here's the other thing I want to bring up. Why is Tamina winning this when these girls are about to go to WrestleMania?
Okay, because the two girls are wrestling each other, Conan, and they have to not gel. That's what they always do with these situations. It's like this story. I bet you if we went back and looked at the TV for like the last 5 WrestleManias, I bet you there would be like almost probably identical angles like week to week with just different players. Because every time they do stuff like this, so let me finish this.
Belair she'd be Belair, who never. They've been protecting her.
Bro, she beat her with a roll up in like 3.5 minutes.
Right.
And this is supposed to be your these are the characters you're presenting for like your main event angle at one of the WrestleManias. It's like no, this doesn't belong anywhere near the top of the card the way this thing's been going.
And they may have something for Natalya and Tamina because they both came out dressed exactly the same.
Mm-hmm. All right, so moving right along. All right, a video aired of Apollo Crews and the Big E attack. So Big E made his entrance using this is a very polarizing segment. All right.
Right.
Intercontinental Champion Big E made his entrance using a crutch. He had a neck brace and various wraps. He took the wraps off, tossed the crutch and brace aside, and headed to the ring. Big E said they had plenty of time to think while he was laid up in a medical facility. He said he hopes that Apollo Crews knows what he did. Big E said there's no coming back for Crews. Big E said he has to go Old Testament Crews now because it's eye for an eye. Big E said Crews came to hurt him, so now he's out to maim him. He said the beating Crews isn't enough. He has to end him. Big E said he's ready to give Crews what he deserves. They don't need to wait. And he called out Crews, and Crews didn't come out. And Big E barked if he wanted the title, then he should come and get it. He said he wasn't surprised that Crews didn't come out. He issued an open challenge to anyone who wanted the title. This is the best promo he's cut since he's been there. Minus the stupid, goofy thing of him coming out with the crutch and the thing and turn that was,
And he still hasn't. And here's the other thing: he still hasn't completely let go of his shtick. Let it go.
But when he was rapping tough and talking about, I'm going to end you, I'm going to...
Old Testament.
Bro, how many people even talk like that on the show? Talking about hurting somebody.
Right, that was great. Because when I see you, it's going to be on site. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So this was the side. This is the type of Big E. Like, now I'm looking forward to him and Apollo. Because it's like he's talking about hurting the guy,